Hello YouTubers, and welcome to the companions of the 3rd and 4th Doctor set. Notice that they're allowed to call, the companions of the 3rd and 4th Doctor actual companions, but for the 13th Doctor, no, they've got to be called friends. Yeah, bit weird that. Anyway, let's get on with actually reviewing these figures, and to be honest, this is going to be a brief sort of summary on what is different with these figures. So, we'll start from oldest to newest. So, we have another variant of Sarah Jane, this time from the Monster of Peladon, which, as Algar I think stated, it'll be perfect to put with your 3rd Doctor and TARDIS from the same story, if you're able to pick that up, so that is quite nice. It does have its inaccuracies. For example, the jacket is done up for one, and yeah, they've basically just done the best that they can with this figure in the most parts. In terms of the body, it's again just a mix and match of parts. But I think it does work fairly well, to be honest, and it is nice to get another variant of Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane. So to be honest, this one, it works fairly well, and to be honest, I actually think this is nice to have a more standard Sarah Jane figure compared to the sort of more combat one from Genesis and Revenge of the Cybermen. Even though I do really like that costume, I think this one is just more representation of, a more standard Sarah Jane figure. In terms of Romana 1, I think this time around the paint apps that they've used, to make it representation of her costume from Power of Krull, I think this one works a lot better, actually. I think just the sort of glittery sort of painting it halfway down the arm to make it, look like her jacket, I don't think that worked as well. I think this one just works a lot better. It looks a lot better for one. I think if we just take a look at this thing, if we can. So you can see here, we've even got a little watch sculpt on. I can't really remember whether she had that or not, because I haven't watched Power of Krull in nearly a decade, so not really an expert on that story. But yeah, the rest of it, I think this figure works surprisingly well, and I actually do prefer this variant over the previous one, because I just think it just works a lot better. Now, the Romana 2 figure, so this one is interesting. So a lot of people actually made customs of this, and now it turns out they hadn't have bothered, because they have released a one of Romana 2 from Horns of Nimon, wearing her red coat, and this is basically again just a repaint of the previous year. Something they've done which I'm not sure why they've actually done this, but you can see here the painted part of her neck there to make it look as if her blouse or top or whatever you want to call it goes all the way up there, and it just looks, I don't like it when they paint necks like this. I mean, they didn't do that on the Mary Tam Romana, and I just think it looks all the better for it. Like, even if it does actually go up to there in real life, it just looks a bit weird painting that part of the neck on the figure. The coat, something about the coat is a little bit off, and then I realised what it was. They've given it a slight gloss to it, and really it shouldn't have actually a slight gloss finish, because it makes the coat look more like leather, and it's not. It's actually a woolen material, so that is technically incorrect. If you pull the coat open, though, you can actually see that they've actually painted on the waistcoat that actually wears it. It's just all, printed on with the buttons and that, but it is nice that they did actually, go to that effort and actually do that. And you can see she's got the hunting boots on as well, so that is quite nice, though. As much as I do like this figure, and I do like this figure, I just prefer her Destiny of the Daleks one a little bit more. Though I do really like this Romana figure. Overall, actually, I think that this set is actually better than the previous version. So if you were only going to go for one of the companions sets, then I would go for this one over the previous version, just because I think with these two figures, this one being a more Skarnic Surgeon kind of works a bit more. You can, have it in more stories, kind of. I think this, with the paint apps and just what costume it's meant to be representing, I think it's just a better representation of what it's supposed to be. And the Romana is still a really nice variant. But I still do prefer the Destiny of the Dark one just a little bit more than that one. But yeah, I think it's mainly just the paint apps on the coat that let it down a bit. But anyway, that's it for this review, and I'll see you whenever there's more B&M sets. So, bye-bye.